This is the Lahui HK417D from ZHENDUO Blaster. Shown you it in its stock format, and now I wanted to go ahead and kind of turn it into more of a sniper style blaster. If you look up the HK417D, it is typically, in real life, used a lot kind of as a sniper. It's got the big 7.62 rounds. That's why the mag is so big on this. That's supposed to simulate that. So I thought it'd be cool to turn this into that kind of a gel blaster, sniper style gel blaster. Now, in my opinion, if you love a sniper gel blaster, something like this is going to be more powerful, more accurate, much easier to work on than any of those bolt action style ones that I've shown you in the past, even like the MSR and some of those. Those are cool blasters. They're not particularly strong. They're not near as easy to upgrade and work on as something with a V2 gearbox. And if you watch previous videos, I showed you how to do everything with this one. So I think personally, something like this is a better choice. Now, it is a huge blaster. It already is right away. And then, of course, I put that big fake suppressor on there. But to give you an idea, this is a standard MK8 handguard, okay? So you can see not only is it quite a bit longer, it's quite a bit taller and bigger in general. So it's just a big blaster, right? So this was a setup I saw online. Basically, this type of grip was here. And we got a nice bipod. This is an expensive bipod. That's not a cheap bipod. That's a bipod that is, about $70. So it's definitely not cheap, but there's some pretty decent cheap bipods on Amazon that you can get for, 15 bucks that are still metal and everything. So there are nice ones out there. I did print a little riser here. It still has the, the see-through so that you can use your iron sights in case of scope failure or whatever. And then here's a nice, metal, good quality scope on here. We got the really big fake suppressor on there that I wrapped with that camo wrap. And then back here, I really spent a ton of time building out this giant cheek riser that I pretty much had to customize, not completely from scratch, but pretty close, because if you don't remember, I told you guys before, this buffer tube, first of all, is about 1.5 times as thick as a normal buffer tube. So the stock is about quite a bit bigger. So there were no cheek risers out there that I found that were made for this. So you could actually lower this a little bit. You can raise it a little bit, not too much based on the way it's designed. But this is mounted on here where there's no drill through, there's no holes in the stock at all. I don't mind modifying stocks, and I've done that in plenty of my builds, but that's usually because I have extra ones around that I know I can always swap out if something happens. Where this being such a specific size stock, I wanted to do some modifications to it that were not going to actually harm the stock at all. So the way this mounts is there's actually a little oval opening that there's a piece that goes through, and then these other pieces attach to it, and everything's just kind of screwed together using heat inserts and bolts. So you could easily take this off and remove it, and your stock would look, new. There's no holes, no scratches, nothing put in glue, anything like that to the stock. So I think it looks kind of cool. Obviously I did it black, put the little logo on there, and then went ahead with some of that camo on the top just to kind of tie everything together. But if you watched the earlier videos too, I put a bigger spring in here, over 300 FPS now. It's a pretty cool blaster. I was hoping to do a hop-up setup on here too. However, the actual metal inner terminates like back here, even though the threads come out up here. And if you take off this metal extension, that goes all the way back here. So then it just would have complicated things. So hopefully we're still going to get some decent accuracy with it without a hop-up. If you were to use a 14 millimeter threaded hop-up on this end here, that's not great because there's a gap between the metal inner and where that hop-up starts, and you're not going to get great performance with it. So I wasn't going to go that route. Basically, I would have to just remove this, print a piece that was shorter with the threads, with a little bit of the metal sticking out so that we could go hop-up, and then I could, I could build something that went over that hop-up. But not ideal in this situation, so we're just going to mess with it like this. I think it looks pretty cool. I do like this blaster, even though it's huge. So check out ZHENDUO Blaster. It's the Lahui HK417D. As you can see, I got to keep adjusting the camera because it is so big to keep it in frame. And I showed you with that MK8 so you get a little better perspective as to how much bigger it is. All right, so comments, questions, post them below. Let me know what you guys think. And of course, like, subscribe, share my channel with your friends, and participate in those monthly YouTube contests where you can win over $200 in custom blasters and accessories. Thanks.